Welcome to Never Rewrite. I'm Isaac Askew.
And I'm Jeffrey Sherman. And today we have a story from Isaac that is both a fulfilling Friday and a fuck up Friday. So, Isaac, tell us.
Sure. Okay, so this is an interesting story. I'll try to obfuscate details to protect the innocent and the guilty. So basically, we worked on a project where we had this system that would send out text messages to people. And the text message was basically for people to respond to a medical provider to do things or to pay a bill and things like that.
Okay.
So this system was originally kind of thrown together very quickly as an MVP because the idea historically, the products that were written before had failed and they didn't want to spend too much time investing energy again after the burn of previous projects' failures. And they thought, let's just make a quick MVP and we'll see if this thing has legs. And if it does, then we'll put more time and effort into doing it, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm totally down for get something small out there and see how it goes.
Yeah, and the small thing was basically to support the text messages being sent out. And for particular partners that were small in size, who had only a small number of people to send out text messages to, this MVP worked and the partner was happy. And so they wanted to roll it out to more people to pay more of these bills. And then other partner, we thought, okay, other people are getting into this thing. Let's roll it out to other partners.
Okay.
So we rolled out to more partners. They like it. They want to give us more volume, basically, as well. And then suddenly we realized, okay, well, the way we built it was quick and dirty. It cannot support mass texting at scale. There's no way we can do that.
And when you say scale, are we talking hundreds of texts an hour, thousands, tens of millions?
It depended on the partner. And the system that we built basically just sent everything out synchronously. Didn't try to queue anything.
Single-threaded synchronously?
Yeah, just that was the first MVP. Just send, just churn and send it out. And then once we started getting more volume, depending on how basically the volume was given to us, for not going into super technical details, depending on how it was given to us, and when we wanted to send, it could be the server could be overwhelmed. Essentially, it could take a very long time to chew through all the messages that we send. So we thought we knew this very early on that we just wanted to test to see if this product was viable. And then once it was viable, we're like, okay, well, we know already that this is something we're going to have to change the architecture to later.
Okay.
So anyway, this is all context for the fun, fulfilling fuck up. So
wait. So let me restate the context. You set up an MVP thing to basically text people that that they should pay their bills, and it was a success, and so it became immediately from MVP to rampant usage, and it was being overwhelmed. So, got it?
That's it. Yep.
All right.
So it wasn't, I mean, when we say overwhelmed, it wasn't unmanageable. Like to begin with, like we could still send it out. There were no errors. We just knew that we're going to outgrow this quickly, which gave us plenty of time to actually architect a V2 of this thing that was going to work.
So what'd you do instead of architecting V2 with your time?
We architected.
Oh, well, that's a very strange outcome.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. We said yes to all kinds of partner requests in the meantime, which made it super difficult to get V2 out because we had to maintain parity, right? So this might sound a little familiar to a previous guest that we've had. Hint, hint.
Yes.
Either way.
Instead of, you recognized you had some small amount of time to iterate and improve what you had. Now that you knew it was successful. But because it was successful, you used that small amount of time to keep it alive and expand the current usage.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from product, from sales to keep landing bigger customers.
Every time.
Each had their own different requirements, right? This is a tale as old as time. It happens every company, basically, right? Everyone I've worked at. This is actually not the story. This is a story. The funny story happens later. So this happened. This was built a year ago at this point. I almost to the day, actually. Pretty close. And so V2 is out. We're on the new architecture. We swapped over. But some compromises had to be made to the new architecture as well. We wanted to use different kinds of... We ended up using a queuing system. One of our architects didn't want to use that. They wanted the architect using Kafka and some other things instead. But instead, we had this queuing system, right?
So, is this a real queuing system or a database?
Yeah, it's SQS.
Okay.
A real queuing system. So a seemingly small change was made.
A seemingly small change. I only flipped one if statement.
Basically, that seemingly innocent. So it actually was reviewed by 2 other principal architects. Everything looked kosher. Thumbs up. Unfortunately, this particular issue caused some batches to essentially get reprocessed over and over again. So things couldn't get deleted from the queue, and so they were reprocessed over and over. And in this case, we know that we're sending text messages out. So, you're right. So one of the other engineers says, "Hey, I found a Sentry alert, for something that went wrong." And then went, "Oh, okay, yeah, here's a fix for it." Another engineer fixes it. And then the other engineer goes, "Well, wait a minute. If this happened the way we thought it happened, I think the database may have gotten goofed a bit." And they looked it up and look, "Oh, it looks like at least one user seems to have gotten 216 text messages." And we were like, "Oh, wait, what?" We suddenly realized the impact of this small change.
It's less than 8 bits. It's fine.
And so we see a cascading series of texts. One person, 216 text, one person, 50, 42, all the way down to a lot of them just getting 2. Right? And so we go, all right, well, let's assess the impact.
2 is not the end. 2 is almost not the glitch. Yeah,
it's not too bad. It just, everyone knows that there's glitches every now and then. But we're panicking because one of the particular partners that we sent to, of course, it was the one that got 216 text messages, basically the customers of that partner, was somebody we were having a meeting with later that day to discuss other bugginess that they were not happy with us about. So suddenly we're like, oh my gosh, of course, when it rains, it pours. Of course, it was today. That's the case. And so I'm like, well, we're scrambling and trying to assess the impact. And this is where the fulfilling part of the story comes in.
All right.
We've tested out different SMS providers, so to speak, like Braze, which uses Twilio in the back end. There's one called SBT. There's one called Telnex. There's a lot of other companies out there that will send text messages for you, and they're the ones concerned with making sure you're not spamming people or using them for wrong things or whatever. So we've swapped them before because we found some were cheaper than the other ones, and so we were actually in this process of swapping from one provider to another provider. So one provider gives us this beautiful canvas. It looks kind of like an automations flow, where if this, then that, and that. And so you can build out the whole journey in the canvas, but they're very expensive. Okay. The other one is just, you tell me what to send it, I'll send it. And you have to manage the canvas and the journey life cycle yourself. That one's way cheaper. So we're porting to the cheaper one. So some are on the new one, some are on the old one. Right? This error happens, and we were going, oh no. And so we're trying to investigate to see, and I'm like, it's my job basically to go through and see what was the actual impact. So give me that user's phone number. I'm going to look them up in the system and see, did they actually get that many like our system's saying they did? So in a stroke of just complete luck, that partner was on the old system.
Okay.
And a year prior, we had this product requirement from saying yes to everybody, right? That basically sometimes they might give us bills. They might give us 5 bills to send out text messages for the same customer, or a multi-bill flow, they would call it. So in those cases, they didn't want to give them 5 text messages. They only wanted them to get 1 for the batch. And we didn't have a way to do that at the time. So we used a hacky feature in one of the other providers in the Canvas flow that if a user comes through this flow, a unique phone number comes through this flow, never let them re-enter again more than once per time period. And that was turned on. So from saying
1 text
yes
per day
to everybody for partner requirements, we accidentally prevented sending and spamming to this person during this disaster. And so
that's good.
It is good. And so we looked and we go, okay. And so I immediately tell the team, hey, for the call today, when we talk to the partner, do not mention this. It didn't actually happen. We thought we had a disaster. It didn't happen. So we go, okay, well, let's look at the other people. Did we send to anybody else?
Yeah.
That was not on the old system. That was on our new system that doesn't have this lucky little safeguard that we had in place. We were sending to them. So we looked up, and by another unbelievable stroke of luck, we had noticed this error and cut off the sending right before we got to the last 2 people that were on the new swap over. So everybody in the old flow didn't get the text, and everyone in the new flow we didn't get to during the time, and we caught it and cut off the sending just in time.
But wait,
and it was the wildest we think we fucked up to the okay.
So the real fuck up is you didn't send to 2 people. You missed the last 2 people.
No, we did. We cleaned up the record. The fulfilling part is we cleaned up the records. We turned on sending. Everything's good. Well, actually, no. The real fulfilling part is this was essentially imagine a chaos monkey that doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
kind of incident. We now realize we have a huge fault in our system that we could accidentally do in this way. So we basically added a lot of logic that kind of like prevents processing the same batch, add a lock on a batch essentially, and unlock the batch once we're done with the batch. And some other things we should have had in place and planned on having, but we were cutting corners still trying to deliver everything.
That
so
seems
it was a really
like
good warning sign. Yeah.
Your gateway to the SMS system should probably have some kind of memory in it to just have a cache of all the numbers that you've texted that day and just refuse to send more than 1 by default.
Maybe, yeah. We had discussed different kind of requirements because sometimes we might want to send a welcome message and then like a quick follow up to the first one. So like there's nuances for actually doing a hard limit of a text per day. But yes, like the idea was thinking about like per batch, at least. Don't send again for the first batch. In like we designed this kind of like sequence flow for it. Essentially, we'll get your first text and your follow up might occur X amounts later. So
nice.
Either way, so it ended up being a scramble. Oh, this is going to be a hellish day for us today. And it was. I mean, there was still a lot of database.
And so the customer was super pleased that they didn't know about the thing.
We addressed their other issue. The other partner that was mad about other issues, we addressed them and they're happy. And we luckily didn't have to tell them about an incident that we thought occurred because our system said it did. But a bunch of angels
yes.
caught the sending and failed.
So the logs were
ways.
A lie. The logs were a lie, and
well, the logs weren't a lie. We did fire API requests 216 times. A third-party service just happened to kick it out for us.
Yes.
So should we swap from them? Yes, we should still swap from them, but we should implement that exact same thing that they have built for us.
Sometimes you get more when you pay more. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. So that's my fulfilling fuck up.
That is a good fulfilling fuck up. I'm glad your logs were wrong.
Me too. Yeah, we still had to spend a lot of time correcting database records and cancel scheduled messages and then reprocess batches, which was not fun. But it was much more fun than what could have been.
By an incredibly random stroke, at my day job today, there was an incident where we had started a process of double writing, and the double writing was the final part. The second write was throwing an exception, which caused the write to fail and get requeued. And so then we would try the double write again, and it would fail and get requeued. So the first write, which was successful, was happening multiple times, and then the second write, which would fail. And so very similar. Just exactly once delivery is very hard.
Queues. This is not the first time that we've seen something similar to that. There's a lot of not deleting from a queue and trying to reprocess things that I've seen like in 4 other areas. Queue management can be a pain.
Yes, sure. Don't do it yourself. All right, that screaming in the background means I need to go.
That's our new outro for the episode.
New outros. Screaming children in the background. All right, thank you all for listening. I'm Jeffrey Sherman.
I'm Isaac Askew, and this is Never Rewrite.